Hi everyone, this is the presentation I shared with you in class, and I just wanted to have a recording of the step-by-step way to do it just in case you forgot what I shared with you in class. So a couple things to remember when you are in this presentation and you want to do anything interactive with it, you need to make sure that you're not on the present part that I had just put in right there. So you're just in the regular slideshow viewing like this. And the directions again are to decorate your sketchbook, the digital sketchbook that's on Google Slides, with images that represent who you are, yourself, your interest, your hobbies, anything like that. So you would decorate this page here. And the way that I did that, just to remind you, is I went up to where I found Insert over here. I clicked it, and then the top choice is Image right here. And then when you just kind of leave your cursor on it, or your arrow or your finger, whatever it has on there, you come over and you have a couple choices. You can choose Upload from Computer, Search the Web, or from your photos, or you could even take a picture. So I am going to search the web because I can find lots of pictures that I want there. And right over here, you have a box that you can type things in. So I'm going to type something about where I was raised, and that was Michigan in the United States. So maybe I can find an image. So you can also put like clip art at the back, or if you want to put cartoon, so it's like a drawing, that will be fine too. Okay, so I'm going to double click that image that I want, or I can click and drag it. So here's Michigan, but now that's really big, right? It takes up too much space. So I have to resize this. So once it is clicked, right now I can't do anything with it. So I have to click it like that, and it has to have that blue box around it. And I'm going to click on one of the corners. You don't want to do the sides or the top or bottom. You want to do a corner. So I'm going to click on it, hold, and then I'm going to drag that down to make it smaller. You could play around with it a couple times. Some other things you can do is you could use this part up here at the top where it has that circle coming out, and you could rotate it or turn it. So I can click on that, and I can drag it and kind of turn it this way or another way if I want to, but just like that. So I'm going to move it to another spot. Okay, so then I could do the same. I could go over again to remind you the steps. They were to go to Insert up along the menu, click, find Image, and you can again upload from the computer, search the web, go to your photos if you had something there, or take a picture. So I'm going to search the web again, and this time I'm going to look for something to do with art. So I'm going to type paintbrush. Oops, paint, and apparently it's on caps lock. That's okay. Paintbrush, clip art. And there's lots of choices again. I don't know, I'll just click on this one. Oh, actually, I like this one. Okay, so I'm going to click on that. And then again, whoops, it's way too big. So I click on one of the corners and I hold. So I'm holding that click and dragging it down. Now, of course, I'm on a computer right now, so I'm on a desktop. For you, you might be on your iPad. So it would be a little different. You could actually do those things on the screen with your finger, right? Because you have a touch screen, where I don't have that on my computer. So that might be another way that you might want to practice doing that. All right, so these were just examples. The next slide here shows the example that I did. So these were some things I chose about myself. So again, Michigan, where I live, where my family is. This is a cat because I really like animals, and I like all animals, but cats, I have some right now, so I like them a lot. And then I like rainbows. I like really colorful things. And I like nature, so I put a flower, and of course, the paintbrush. All right, so the next one, again, this was using, again, more different ideas of how you would use the journal. So for written responses, that means you have to type something. So you would click where there's a box, a text box, and then you would just go to your keyboard and you would type whatever you want. So you can change a couple things. So I'm going to say hello. You can type what you want there. So this is just our practice page. And maybe I want to change things like the font, which is the type of text, the size, the color. You could highlight it or add links. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the box, or actually you can also just highlight the word or words that you put there. And along the top you'll have some choices of the size that you might want to do. This is font, which means the type of lettering again. So I could click on there. Maybe I want to go somewhere and look down and find something kind of fancy. Oh, let's do lobster. That sounds interesting. Okay, and I'm going to change the size. So I'm going to go plus, 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 or I can type in here what size I want. So I'm going to make it big. I could also go bold. I could underline it, going to the U here with the underline. There's a lot of different things I could do. Okay, so now right here, I just wanted to show you again, interactive. It says move this box. You might have a shape that we are going to be moving around on some of the slides. So you just click it and you drag it over to where you're supposed to and just drop it and leave it there. Okay, on this one, you're going to insert some shapes. So the way you can do that is you look along the top. Again, you find where it says insert, and you look down here and you find shapes. Now you might find this also along your toolbar, which I can show you. And I'm going to go to shapes over here. Now I'm supposed to try to create a face on this. So I think what I'm going to do is find some shapes that I could do that with. Now, I'm not just going to pick the smiley face and put that on there because that's kind of cheating, right? So I want to try instead to do this by myself. So I'm going to get a shape for the eyes. So maybe I'll do some diamonds. And you have a plus on your screen now, and that's going to show you where the shape can come from. So you're going to draw it. And so I'm going to start to pull and drag, and you can see the diamond forming. Okay, right there. You can change the color of it if you want by going over here where the paint bucket is, fill color. You can only do this when it's selected, so maybe I'll make them blue. Okay, now I could do the same thing to make the second eye, which was to go here again. You can pick this one here for shape 2. Insert, go to shape, find the shape that I want over here, and start it. There's other ways too where you can just copy and paste it. If you know how to do that, then that's great. You can go ahead and do that. I don't want to confuse too many people with it right now, so I'm not going to share that today. But if you know how, awesome, do it. Okay, and then I could insert, I could do lines too if I want. I'm going to insert something for a mouth. I did an upside down semicircle, so right now he's sad. I think I'm going to change it though because I want him to be happy. So I could do this by rotating again. So I come up to the top here where there's that circle, click on it and turn it. And now he's happy. You can make yours whatever way you want. All right, and right here, inserting an image into the frame. So same thing. This time I'm going to go to look again for search the web. This time I want to put, I'm going to put a painting in here, so a famous painting. So I'm going to look up an artist. I like lots of artists, but I'm just going to put one that you guys probably will recognize, Vincent van Gogh. And let's just pick one here. He did Starry Night, which I think many of you have seen, I would hope. I'm going to double click it, and it will be really big, or kind of medium size. And I'm going to resize it by the corner and place it inside the frame. You can make it fit a little better if you want, but for now, this is fine. So again, this is just a practice page. All right, now this is the real stuff for you. So right here is a text. You would type your name, Mrs. Bycraft. And then down here, whatever name you want me to call you by. So if you have a nickname that you go by, or you have something else that is not on the list, then please do that. So I'm gonna say, you should just call me Mrs. Bycraft. Actually, my full name, I'll write that instead because that's Marcia Bycraft. But you guys should call me Mrs. Bycraft, or Miss Bycraft is fine too. All right, now this part is for my picture. So if I want to put a picture of myself in there, there's a couple things I can do. I can go to Insert, just like we have been doing, Image, and I could upload, if I had a picture of myself on, if you have one on your iPad, you can go into your photos and do that, or from the computer, anything like that. But another way is just to take a picture of yourself right now. So I'm gonna click on the camera, and you'll see this comes up. And I took a crazy picture, and I'm going to insert it. Oh wow, that's an awful picture, but it's really funny. I also can crop it to make it smaller. So I double clicked it, but you can also do like a right click. So it means on the right side, crop image. You don't have to do this. I'm just kind of showing you some things you could play around with. Make it a little smaller. Yes, I definitely want to make that smaller. Yikes, that was not the best picture. Okay, now I'm going to go to, did my recording stop? No, it's still going. Okay, so now I'm going to the next page where you can see it has all of these different things all about you, your hobbies. So tell us what you like. So here you would just type in some things that you like to do. So my hobbies obviously have to do with art, but I also like to do some things like drawing, I like reading, baking, cooking, hiking, all sorts of stuff. I'm just gonna stop there. Your favorite subjects. So just, you can type in what your favorite subject is there. It can be anything from school. I know some people say recess, but try to think of something else that you like the best. All right, on this one, you get to choose this or that. So that means you're gonna choose only one of the following things that you like the best. So for example, when I look right here, I see cake versus pizza. So versus means which one you like the best, right? Now, of course, I kind of like both of those things, but if I had to choose one that I was gonna eat and I wanted that the best, then I would probably choose pizza. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on the heart here, and I'm going to drag that, bring it underneath the pizza, because that's what I wanted. Over here, this is the type of environment that you like. So the environment means like the place you are, what's around you. So calm environment or an excitable environment. So do you like in a place that is calm and quiet and peaceful, and maybe like when you're learning? Or do you like excitable environments? You like to be all dancing around and crazy and loud. So it just depends for me what I'm doing, but technically most of the time I like a calm environment. It helps me when I'm learning new things especially. All right, over here, if you had to pick reading or video games, which one would you pick? I like both, but I do like reading more. Okay, so just like that. Next, we're almost at the end. This, I want you to show me the types of art materials that you like to use and what you have at home available to you. This is really going to help me. So I don't know how long we're going to be virtual, and this will help me know when I'm assigning things what you might have, what I might need to send home. All right, so the way you do that, again, to click the ones you love, you find where the hearts are up here, click and drag. So maybe I love using pencils, I love watercolor. Okay, I'm not gonna go through all of them. If you have something you really don't like to use, then you would click the X. I don't hate any of these at all, but I'm just going to pretend chalk. That's not true. I don't hate chalk. Then if you don't really know what one of these means, you can just come and get one of these question marks, or maybe you've never used it before. So I'm going to take a question mark and I'm going to drag it over to collage because, well, I do know what that means, but in case you don't, that is one that sometimes people get confused by. All right, so these are what you have at home. So what resources or art supplies do you have available to you at home every day? Or if you are at school, what do you have there? So I'm going to, again, whatever I have, I would take a heart. If I have pencils, I would add heart to all of the ones I have, etc., like that. These are my examples. If I don't have something like, I don't have a digital drawing tablet, if I'm not sure, then I would say, I don't know if I have tempera or acrylic paint, or maybe I don't know what that is. And then if there's something here for other, I could bring that down and move on there. You could also, if you wanted to insert a text and write something there, you could, but you don't have to. Okay. All right. Now, you're almost there. Last, this one here, I wanted to see what kinds of art styles you like. So looking over on this side, there are many different art styles and forms of art. So if you look over here, you'll find a heart. You would move that to any of these paintings or drawings that you love. You move an X to any that you don't like, I'm bringing it here. Move this, the dollar sign. Sorry, I couldn't find a Juan one. I should do that though. Move that over to one of the ones you don't like, or more of them, and then move a question mark into one that you find is confusing. All right, so I click, I'm gonna bring a heart over. I love lots of these, but I'm just gonna drag it over to this one, leave it there. I'm gonna pretend, there's not one that I dislike, but I'm gonna pretend and I'm going to put it there. And I'm gonna move this, the money, to one that I think, oops, that was a mistake, sorry. I'm gonna move that to one that I think would be really expensive if I had to buy it. Now, I happen to know these three would probably be the most expensive, but maybe some of these other ones too. So this one is by Pablo Picasso, so I'm gonna put that there, although the Mona Lisa would be definitely really expensive, but those are just some ideas. Okay, and then I'm gonna take this one and move it to one that I think is really confusing. Actually, I don't know if there's any that I think are really confusing, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm going to bring it to this one. Okay, and then I just leave it there. All right, and if you're in 3rd grade and you're doing this, this is where you would stop. 5th grade, you have a different one on your slide at the end, and this is just something I want you to add. Typing in a couple things what you're most excited about learning or trying in art this year. So you would just type in your answer here. Maybe it's clay or something else, or something new you want to learn, like shading or drawing people. You choose, you type that in. What are you most worried about this year? That could be in art or somewhere else. And then what else do you want me to know about you? Maybe something that you find tough, or just if you like certain things quiet, or you have a special way that you like to learn, then just let me know in there, okay? All right, now, once you are done with that, you are going to turn it in. There's the submit button. This is in Google Classroom. And then you will be all set and you'll be done with your assignment. So thank you very much. If you have any more questions about this, then what I want you to do is email me. I put my email address in the message and I will help you out. All right? Okay, thanks. I look forward to reading them.